Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Men of War, issue number 7. Take a look at this column cover right here. Now, there's no Sergeant Rock in this issue at all, and we have James Robinson and J.T. Kroll jump on as the writers of the two stories that are in here. The first story done by James Robinson is about a captain named George, and I believe he's part of the British Army, and he is going and hunting down a murderer named the Leopard. And this is all happening in Iraq, I believe. And the basic story is just him and the Leopard meeting face to face, and there's a good amount of dialogue between the two of them, and then they finally go all out into combat. The second story done by J.T. Kroll is uh, about a veteran, recent veteran of 6 months, named Derek, who was in Iraq, and his whole unit take it out. And the story goes back and forth between the fight and him being back home, and how hard it is to adjust to being back home, finding a job, being able to cope with people, being able to be in large situations with a large amount of people. So it deals a lot with the adjusting back to normal life. Um, and those are the basic two stories. Let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Let's start off with the James Robinson story. I particularly like the dialogue between the uh, two servicemen in this story, and then also the dialogue between the Leopard and George in the story. I think the two enemy combatants talking with each other, um, it gave me kind of chills. I don't know if I can explain it other than more than that. And the combat was very nicely done in that, especially the ending and how the ending came out. Very realistic, very well done. Enjoyed it. The art is very, I want to say, I don't know if I could say gritty because I don't know if it has a unique tone to it that gives you that sense of this is more of a story set in realism. The second story, good. Uh, you know it really is tragic, and a lot of people don't know this, but when people do come back from service in Iraq, there's a lot of things that they have to deal with, a lot of readjusting, not just the post-traumatic stress that comes from being in war, but just in general, like finding a job, being able to cope and be around people. I mean, in this story they were talking about Facebook and friend requesting. The guy had no way to really kind of get in touch with people on that level. And I don't know if that's the case with everyone, but he has trouble being around a lot of people. He can't find a job, and it really hurts even more when some schmuck gets a job, and this man who gave his life for our country um, can't get a job at a Kmart. You know, and it really does hit the right nerve for what really does go on. And it's a damn shame that happens, that people give their life for our country, for our freedom, and they can't get a job, and that they have trouble coping with what happens. And then how the ending is done with this individual that's having trouble coping back to being in the real world. Very nicely handled. It ties up a nice, neat package. Bad. Zilch. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. Men of War just hit all the right nerves. James Robinson and J.T. Kroll did a very good job in this. If I had to pick of the two, I would have to give it to J.T. Kroll a little bit more. But James Robinson's story was still very nicely done. And it pains me, and it's bittersweet because it pains me that we're losing Men of War, but at the same time we're getting GI Combat. I don't see why we can't just keep on calling it Men of War. I hope the same consistently well-written stories show up in GI Combat. I know they're going to do a lot of like the Forgotten Soldier or the Unknown Soldier and the War That Time Forgot and stuff like that, but I hope they continue to do stories like this that are very real stories. It's good to get away sometimes from the over the top superhero sci fi stuff that I love so much and go into something a little bit more grounded. And like I said, this hits all the right nerves. Great jump on point for Men of War, even though it's only going to be around for about three more issues. And if you do not get any other issue, that's fine. But I have to say, by far, this is the best issue of Men of War thus far. Pick this up. Very good. 5 out of 5 stars. Xander saying, peace out for now.